Hey guys, CarryX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Astro Switch EX Rocket Switch Super-1 from Kamen Rider Forza. This is a special limited edition switch that ties into Kamen Rider Forza Anno's Movie War Mega Max, the team-up movie for Kamen Rider Forza and last year's rider Kamen Rider O's. That came out in early December 2011, so in Japan it should probably still be out in theaters. So, this switch is just all by itself, but since this switch does more than just activating on its own, specifically, this is the first switch to have built-in sounds, I will be reviewing the switch on its own. So this is the switch here. It is a state-changing switch. So, like all state-changing switches, it uses a color of plastic other than translucent black. So in this case, it's translucent orange. And so we see that the switch is very big, and for those who know Forza, they'd recognize that it's modeled after the rocket module. So we see the 4 fins of the rocket module here, and the 5 thrusters back here, with the middle thruster being the speaker. Also, going more in depth and up close, we see some molded rivets there, as well as some molded lines, or paneling of sorts. You also have the reset button right there, and the battery compartment on the back. This takes 2 bun cell batteries that it includes, so you just pull a tab that is supposed to be right here, when it is first in package, and you're ready to play with it. Going down to the lower part is just about the same base mold as the regular rocket switch, with a little bit of difference I'll get into when I compare them. And we've got the sticker here, which says S1, has the same symbol as the rocket switch, but a layered color of orange in the background. Activated is the same as the rocket switch. You just press down like so. And you also get sound when you switch it on, as well as one when you switch it off. So next I'll bring in the Forza driver. Just temporarily moving this out of the way. Just turning this on, and doing the transformation sequence. So now taking out the rocket switch. First off, I'll just compare the two. So as you can see, they are the same base design for the bottom, but the opening at the top is wider because of the wider stem, or stock, of the Rocket Switch Super-1 as compared to the thin stock of the regular Rocket Switch. Also, the paint used on the Rocket Switch Super-1 is a lighter shade of orange than the regular Rocket Switch orange. But other from those little things, the copyright detail molded here, and the difference in the switch mechanisms, as well as, well, the inner workings, where there is some wiring in the inside of this switch, they are basically the same. Or more specifically, this is a powered up version of this. So, just going to zoom out and reposition. Oh wait, that is zoomed out. Never mind. Now I just gotta set this up because I can see this is a big switch, it's tall, so just want to keep this in frame. So putting it in like so. and so when you put it in, it says rocket, as it has the same peg system, but the rocket switch Super-1 says super. So that adds a little bit of difference there. But that's not all. There's also something new when you switch it on. Alongside the normal rocket on sound, you get a state-changing music from the rocket switch Super-1. Just doing that one more time. So that changes Forza into Kamen Rider Forza Rocket State, which is not too different from base state. What it is essentially is it's an orange colored base state with 2 rocket modules instead of just 1. So, when it's limit break, similarly to base state, we're going to turn on the drill switch. Then, activate it. That activates Rocket State's finisher move, or limit break. The Rider double rocket drill kick. Now yes, some of you might be thinking that's a little bit lazy, but just think of it this way. This is a form, or this is a state, that is likely to be only seen in that movie. So there isn't actually that much need cost-wise to put in a lot of effort to make it really stand out and really distinct from the regular base state, because it wouldn't be very cost effective to put a lot of money into that and then just have it be used for not too much time in the grand scheme of things. Hence why Rocket State is not extremely creative. You also see, you also hear, that there's a switch off sound from the Rocket Switch Super-1. There's also a bonus sound that happens if you switch it on and off more than 5 times when out of the driver. Putting it back in the driver. So now we have a more energetic saying of super. And that's kind of because when doing that on and off thing, you're kind of building up energy in the switch that gets released when you put it in the driver. Though, just in case anybody asks, that does not change the sound of when you activate it. So there's that. There's also sound for when you remove it from the driver, as you heard before. Just gonna play that again. So there's that. One last note is about the name. Rocket Switch Super-1. That's not just because it's a super version of the Rocket Switch. Most likely is also a shout out to Kamen Rider Super-1, a rider from the Showa era, who, in a way, was the first space rider. As, like other Showa riders, he was a cyborg, but he was created with the help of NASA, or at least the American Space Organization within the show. So he was actually built to be sent into space, as a way of creating a way for people to go into outer space without a bulky spacesuit. But that was ruined by an evil organization, and through the show, Super-1 fights that evil organization. Now, as I have not seen Super-1, I do not know if he's ever actually gone into outer space, so somebody else would have to tell me about that. But from what I have researched, Super-1 is kind of like Force's spiritual predecessor. So with this naming, it's kind of like they're paying a tribute to him. Which is pretty cool and actually pretty nice because, Movie War Megamax does feature show writers in it, but only writers 1 to stronger. And that was all the writers that were for a short hiatus that would be resumed with Skywriter or New Kamen Rider. And Super-1 was past New Kamen Rider. So this is kind of their way of paying a tribute to Super-1. So that's a nice little thing about it. So as far as recommendations, I can't completely go one way or the other with this. On the one hand, this is a fun Switch. It's big, it's bulky. Not heavy, though. Has its own sounds that you can only get with this Switch. And is a state-changing Switch, so it has this unique color to it. So on the whole, it is a good Switch. The only thing is that lots of people are kind of charging a little bit too much for this, which is probably because it's a movie exclusive thing. So if you're a hardcore collector of the Switches, somebody who really wants to collect all Switches, or as many as they can, then I'd say go for it. If you're a little bit more casual, I would say to pass on this, at least until you can find it at a decent price. An affordable price. Like $20 to $30 US. Just don't try getting it for like something over $50 or something. That's what I'd say, but really, definitely a fun Switch and a good movie exclusive. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.